It is the Riot Podcast. Good day and welcome to the Wednesday, May 4th edition of the Worst of the Riot. We had another day without Nikki. She had to miss out again today. She's recovering from what we thought initially was a back injury. Turns out it's some kind of infection. The good news is she is on the mend and hopefully will be back soon. And the other good news is Isaiah was here and still is.
It's a good thing I showed up today, huh?
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
I was nervous.
I was hoping, I thought it'd be, imagine you doing, do you think you do the show just all by yourself? If I hadn't showed up today.
I would love to try without all of you dragging me down.
Oh, that's what it is, huh? Well, you need to apologize for Nikki. Clearly, she's been carrying the show.
Yeah.
So that's why your back's been
a lot of strain on her.
Has been hurting so bad. Now,
she got to lift with her knees.
Yeah,
Just keep telling her that.
I know. So before we get into the things that are going on with the show, right? I have a question for you before we even talk about anything that we actually talk about in this podcast.
Okay.
So I've been doing this thing in the mornings, right? Where, because obviously I have this beard now, which if you're watching the video podcast, you can see.
Yeah.
Look at that. So I have this beard now. Hudson, you've had a beard for pretty much what seems like since you came out of the womb. And I've been trying to like brush it out, whatever, in the mornings. Do you mend your beard in any way in the morning?
No.
You don't do anything.
It's not that long, right?
That's all natural.
Yeah. I mean, I will trim it up. I don't do that quite every day, but I will trim up so that it's not, so that I don't have little patches of hair growing on my cheeks and stuff.
Yes.
But other than that, do I comb it? Do I oil it? I don't do stuff
Nothing.
like that.
Okay, got it. So for me, I am now to the point where obviously I've been growing this out and I don't know how to manage it or trim it or anything. And so the only thing I know how to do is just shave around where I think there should be hair and there shouldn't be hair, right? And so if I wanted to trim this, how do you do it? And also, when do you determine when the mustache hair has gone too long?
I think the mustache hair is a tough one because I think you just don't want it to curl over your lips.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting close to right now.
Right. But it's kind of hard to trim that very carefully, in my opinion, in my experience.
You do with scissors?
No, I do use the shaver. You just have to be very cautious.
Like a razor, or like a
like the electric.
The electric. Okay, got you. Use the electric.
I've seen that for if you want to keep it shaped nicely, you want to imagine a line that goes from your ear, your earlobe tip thing, and comes down to meet your mouth, and you don't want any hair above that line. Above
my earlobe tip.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm already above it.
Well, I mean, obviously, no, I just mean the...
Okay, gotcha. From top to bottom here.
Yeah.
So would you say I'm doing this correctly thus far?
Yeah, it looks good. It looks nice.
Okay.
You don't have any hair where it shouldn't be.
For now.
Yeah.
If I do, this is another one of those things where you have to tell me I look stupid.
All right. And then for your neck.
I never know the neck.
Yeah, the neck, you don't
Is the neck too much,
It's your jaw. You want it to go around your jaw. Now, I say all this. I don't follow this religiously either. I'm not great about keeping up with it, but at the moment, it still looks fine.
You think I've got too much neck
whether
here?
You're trimming it. No, I think that's good.
I don't want too much neck going on.
I think you have a little less neck than me, so that's probably good. Probably good.
A little less on the neck. All right, so now the things that we actually talked about on the show.
Right.
For all of you guys that are listening to the podcast. So the first thing we can kick it off with is NASA just continuing. Every time we bring up NASA on the show, I'm constantly disappointed with what they're working on.
Why? Don't you want to explore space?
See, I do want to explore space, but I feel like they're just always going about it in the worst way possible. Like, they never come up with something that's ever like, wow, that's impressive. Every time we're talking about something...
Like a rocket ship that can leave Earth's atmosphere? That's not impressive to you?
No, it just doesn't seem like we're ever making contact with aliens like they're always saying they're trying to.
A way to get human beings, which need oxygen, into space.
Yes.
And survive.
Well, you know what? I've done a lot of cool things 20 years ago, too, but I'm not still talking about them today.
Well, they're going to put people on... They're trying to put people on the moon again in a couple of years from
Why
now.
can't I...
It takes a long time.
We've already done that, though.
It takes a long time.
Like, how cool is... Okay,
You can count on both hands how many people have been to the moon.
That's fair. For listeners, how cool would it be? Like, realistically, how cool do you guys think it would be if we sent someone to the moon again? Like, we've already done it. Is it still cool? Is it that cool?
I mean, I don't think in our lifetimes have we seen a person walk on the moon.
When did we land on the moon? Does anyone
1969 was the first time. I mean, we've been since then, but it's been a long time. I don't know.
So we have.
I don't think I've witnessed it.
I've never witnessed someone land on the moon.
So it'd be cool for us. It might as well be the first time.
Yes, but it's already been done before, though. I want us to read something new.
Well, they're working on Mars too. NASA, SpaceX, they're trying.
We're sending robots there. Now this and to bring it back to what we talked about on the podcast. That's so underwhelming. They're trying to reach out to aliens by sending nudes to them. So.
Well, what do you got to do?
That.
maybe it's a late night, and I don't even know.
There's no way to even say.
Yeah.
There's no way to justify that they're trying to lure aliens to Earth by sending them naked pictures of humans. Well, cartoons, not even real. What were they? Made up ones, right?
Pixelated.
So
I don't know if that means they're censored.
They are.
Like
That's what it means. Yeah. That's what it means. I didn't connect pixelated till just now.
Well, you wouldn't want to poison the aliens' innocent minds.
Oh yeah, leave a little bit to the mystery. That's why they come. They're like, wow, I need to know, right?
What's behind the pixels?
Yes, exactly. And then we finished the show off by talking about the end of a little bit of Greyhound racing, a dog.
Yeah.
A bunch of dog races are coming to an end, and we explain why and how we feel.
Slowly and surely coming to an end for basically our entire lifetime.
Yes.
And now you're getting very close to the point where you would have to travel to international locations if you wanted to see dog racing, because in the United States, people just aren't betting on it.
They don't know.
People
No longer gambling.
aren't in on it, so they've got other things that they want to spend their hard-earned money. They want to waste their hard-earned money on.
Which is crazy because gambling is such a big thing now. You know, like, there's so many new
that's
things.
The problem, right?
And so I guess dog racing, like, why would I gamble on that if I can bet on this? You
when
know,
you can bet on a person instead. Makes you think.
Yeah, so you can see all that then. But for right now, we're getting out of here.
All right. Well, you'll hear from us down the line.
See you guys.
Don't say we didn't warn you. This is the worst of the riot.
Isaiah, you've been to Disney World.
I have been to Disney World.
You ever been on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride?
See, I don't really remember. I went so long ago. I think I was in 5th grade at the time, the last time I went.
Yeah.
Which was a long time ago. I don't even know how many years ago, like 12, 13, 14
it's a lot
years.
Of time ago. But so you don't remember? It's the one with the pirates.
See, I just don't remember it. I don't really remember much from it. It's pretty sad.
Yeah. Okay. Well, on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, fun fact, the one at Disneyland being renovated right now.
Oh, exciting.
So if you want to ride the Pirates of the Caribbean, you got to go to Disney World in Florida, where some people were riding on. It sounds like this one was having some issues as well. We have the guy who posted a TikTok where he says they were waiting about 15 minutes. The ride was stalled out. They were trying to get it back up and running, but sometimes you're on a ride, you're stuck there in the dark. The Pirates of the Caribbean. I know you don't remember it, but it's a boat ride.
Okay, so I assume so. Yes.
The water's rushing, and you're stuck there. You don't know how long you're going to be stuck there. You know what that might lead to?
What's that?
Needing to go to the bathroom.
Oh, I could see that. Yes.
Yeah. So we have in this TikTok. Somebody, it is a woman. She stands up. She can't wait any longer. Drops trow.
A woman?
Yes. And just right over the edge of the boat there, right over the edge of the Pirates of the Caribbean boat, she takes a leak into the Pirates of the Caribbean River.
Was this a mother? Was this like a young person? Was this a child? How old is this woman?
I can make that out. I don't know if I can make that out.
If we can get an age on this woman, that'd be great.
You don't want to make any assumptions either, right?
Yeah, I'd say not so much. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a big difference between a 6-year-old doing it, an 80-year-old doing it, 50-year-old, 20-year-old. There's lots of differences here on how I can comprehend what was going through her mind.
I'm trying to take another look. You know what? I don't know, but I don't blame anybody. That's one of my fears. If I get ever stuck on a roller coaster or some kind of ride or just anywhere, not even on an amusement park ride, just one of my fears in life is that I'll be trapped somewhere and then I'll need to go and I'll have no way, no recourse but to just let it go in an inappropriate situation.
Yeah, that's one of the worst ones is being stuck on a ride. Like, she didn't really have a choice.
Right.
Do you think she got kicked out for that?
You can't just walk out. Probably. I don't think Disney probably takes... They kick out people for dumping, like, loved ones' ashes into the river of the Pirates of the Caribbean. That's frowned upon, so I would think that also urinating into that river would also be frowned upon.
But it's their fault, though.
Yeah.
Because they had you stuck on the ride. Shouldn't you have an option to go to the bathroom? Like, get me off this thing.
Probably, but I think Disney employees had other concerns on their mind.
Yeah, I guess probably fixing the ride, getting everybody off, rather than me having to use the restroom. That might not have
been the only woman that had to pee.
See, I think it's different if she's a mom because then her daughter's there or son is there.
Sure.
And then obviously that looks bad. If she's in her 20s or 30s or 40s, even if she's a mom, maybe there was some alcohol involved and all of a sudden she was just like, I just have to go. Or if it's a child, it's not that bad.
It's not a child.
It's not a child.
No,
it's a full grown.
Not young enough to be a child. But I would say, you know what they tell you at Disney World, though? If you're in Florida, what? It's hot. You got to stay hydrated. Lots of people. You'll just pass out in line because the lines are so long. So she was saying she was actually doing what she was supposed to. It's not her fault. So I'm not going to blame her. I'm not going to be upset. Although I will say, don't drink the water, which apparently some people have done, is what I'm seeing.
Oh, no.
Definitely after this. You know, I mean, we already knew, again, people were dumping ashes and stuff into the water at Disney World. Yeah. What a cocktail right there.
Jeesh.
Pirates of the Caribbean water, pee, and ashes.
It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Isaiah, we got to get in touch with aliens, right?
Yeah, of course.
If there's aliens out there, we got to find them. And what could no alien resist?
Let's hear it.
Nude pictures.
From who? Who's sending these?
NASA.
NASA?
NASA is sending nude pictures into space.
Of what we think aliens look like, or?
No, humans.
Of humans.
What alien could resist?
See, but are people volunteering? How are they working this out?
Let me see. Do you want to hear the specifics, or do you just want to imagine that NASA is just sending random nudes into space?
I would rather imagine. Rather imagine the random nudes. Let's be very vague here.
It says here the specifics. Rather than actual photographs, they've pixelated drawings of a naked man and woman with a DNA model by their side. A message is also being sent containing a description of gravity.
Of gravity?
Yeah.
Like we have gravity here?
Yeah. They're trying to teach the the aliens have to speak a different language, right?
Yeah, you think so.
So how would they possibly know?
They don't.
They're not going to be able to read. But it sounds like NASA's speaking the universal language, the language of nudity.
Language of love.
Yeah, the language of the human body.
See, now this is my problem here. I keep on coming back to this with NASA.
Uh-huh.
What are we doing? Like, these people are supposed to be so smart, right? They're supposed to be the smartest people that we have, right? This is an idea that, like, a bunch of middle schoolers would come up with. Like, in what world would this ever work, number one? Number two, how much money are we funding NASA with every year? My tax money going to NASA for them to pull stunts like this.
Well, if there's aliens out there, we've got to find them.
Yes.
And we just established that we don't know what language the aliens speak.
Yeah.
We cannot put words on paper or whatever.
That they will understand,
or broadcast audio into space that will make any sense to an alien. Even if the odds are that aliens exist, the odds that they could understand what we're saying, no chance, right? But they see a naked body and they're going to go, I got to go find this place.
No chance.
You don't think?
Aliens they're gonna work so differently from us.
You think?
Who knows?
You don't think they would find the human body appealing?
I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not. It is kind of weird.
And like, who are we? Like, I just don't understand.
If we weren't humans, we probably wouldn't be interested.
Like, do you find
all the hair?
Let me ask you this:
the folds.
How about this right here? Because aliens are essentially a different specimen than we are, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like almost a completely different animal. Do you find a dog naked attractive? No, you don't.
And all dogs are usually naked.
So you
don't even think about it.
In their mind, you just sent them a picture of just a naked dog or a naked hippo or whatever you want it to be.
Sure, that's a good point.
That's how I look at this.
That's a great point.
So for them, it's like seeing it's like SpongeBob. He never wears a shirt. You don't find that attractive,
What do you mean? He's always wearing a shirt.
He's not wearing a true shirt.
Right, we're not going to get bogged down in a SpongeBob clothing debate.
Patrick, do I need to say more?
Patrick's not wearing a shirt.
There you go.
Accurate.
We just sent a picture of Patrick to space. There you go. That's what they just did.
Donald Duck is never wearing pants.
Exactly. And none of these things do we find attractive.
No, they're not alluring in any way.
So for the aliens, they just got this message. And you know what they just thought about us? Dumber than ever, these people. Why would we want to meet them?
Maybe we should send them pictures of dogs. Who can resist a dog?
Hey, that's smart. If we sent a picture of my dog Jim with these puppy dog eyes, they would say we have to go.
We gotta
to
find
Earth.
that. We gotta
find these things.
We don't have anything like that here.
That makes way more sense.
Yeah. All right. So, you know what, NASA? Well, you can have that idea for free.
In 3 minutes, we just came up with a better idea than them.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The worst of the riot. Radio U.
It is a new line of Crocs. And Nikki's a big Crocs fan. The problem is she's not here to get upset that I said that because she's not actually a Crocs fan.
She doesn't like them?
She doesn't actually like them. But maybe this would be the thing that could convince her. What about you, Isaiah? Are you a closet Crocs fan?
You know, I was thinking about how I would take a stance here on this.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I don't own Crocs. I've never owned a pair of Crocs. I have tried
them
on.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
and
like
every
them?
time I've tried them on, I've liked them every single time.
Oh, yeah?
I like it. They're so easy to slip on.
Uh-huh.
I would never wear them like in a fact to look like cool or stylish, I guess, out and about. But to slip on around the house, maybe outside, take out the trash type feel. I like them.
That'd be an expensive shoe to take out the trash, though.
No,
they're not especially cheap for what they are.
They're not that cheap, but I would say they're comfy enough to justify, and they have enough solidity to them to where you can actually wear them to do things.
Yeah. So what about this? What maybe once you see this new line of Crocs, you'll be more inclined to want to wear them out for fashion purposes.
Okay.
It's a new line of Crocs based off of cereal in partnership with breakfast cereal.
Yeah.
So here's what we've got. We've got a Trix cereal themed Croc. We've got a Honey Nut Cheerios. We've got a Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which that's popping up everywhere. And we've got a Cocoa Puff Croc. And what's going on with the Crocs is they're all kind of tie-dye looking, to match the swirls that you would see of the cereal in your milk. And then they've got, I know this because of Nikki, they're called gibbets.
Oh, yeah,
they're
gibbets.
The little things you clip onto the Crocs.
Familiar.
So you got like Trix gibbets and the bee from Honey Nut Cheerios. You got a gibbet of him that you could put on your Crocs to really show your love for your favorite cereal. What do you think?
See, I just don't like. I'll tell you this first of all. The Trix one doing nothing for nobody.
Yeah, that's way too much going on.
It's just there's too much there. I do enjoy Trix as a very unhealthy cereal. One of my favorites when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah, when I was little, like it's just such a sugary treat that now it's not so much anymore.
Well, Trix are for kids. So.
Precisely.
Yeah, you're a little too old.
Yeah, and but that one not doing anything for me. Honey Nut Cheerios. I don't know. The tie-dye look isn't exactly what I would go for, and I don't need those gibbets on there. Like, if I were to buy these, I would take the gibbets off.
Well, then how would anybody know that you were wearing Honey Nut Cheerio shoes?
Listen, I don't want anyone to know that I'm wearing Honey Nut Cheerio shoes.
Yeah.
And so for me, I think for somebody, I don't even know who would want this. I don't know. I don't know who would want this.
Nikki.
No, she would not.
Yeah, I think she would. She'd think they're cute.
I think that they're cute, maybe for like a child, I guess.
Yeah.
Yet again, I will take the stance. I'm behind Crocs. But these would not be the Crocs that I would buy. But I will say the Cocoa Puffs and Cinnamon Toast Crunch, if I were to buy a pair, those would be the two I would lean towards.
Cooler.
But every single gibbet I would take off.
All right, here's a question. Which one do you think would taste the best?
Of the four, of the Croc,
yeah.
If I were to lick one of these four, I think the Honey Nut Cheerios with that gold, that nice crisp gold, it looks pretty good.
I think Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Actually, you know what? I think the Trix. It's so colorful.
It is. It does look like the cereal.
The same reason people were eating Tide Pods. They would eat that Trix cereal Croc.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
Well, one of America's pastimes is sounds like it's coming to an end. Have you seen this, Isaiah? That Greyhound racing, the dogs, it's basically on its way out. There are only one of the last remaining dog tracks in the United States is closing later this month in Dubuque, Iowa, and that will leave only 2 dog tracks remaining that still operate in the United States.
I will take a stance on this. This is a sad thing.
Why?
This is sad for me.
What are you talking about?
This is sad for me.
Because you hate dogs?
It's not that I hate dogs, but I do
love to see them suffer.
How are they suffering? By running?
No, they have to go through probably abusive training, I'm assuming. I don't know.
Do you think
if it's anything like horse racing, everybody knows horse racing is horrible,
See,
right?
I think that instead of closing these tracks, why wouldn't they push to be like, okay, why don't we just push to take better care of the dog?
Humane dog racing?
Yes, humane dog racing. Just like, NFL players went through a lot of tough training to be in the NFL, right? But they would say that it was worth it, and they had a good time throughout a lot of it.
Yeah,
I don't understand. If I take Jim and I put him in a race, is that wrong? I take good care of Jim every day.
Are you profiting off of Jim?
Yes, I am.
What does Jim get out of it?
Jim gets my love and adoring affection.
Yeah, but does he have to run to get that?
No, he doesn't have to run to get that, but that's the thing we do
then why
together.
Are you going to force him to do it?
What about dog shows? Are dog shows wrong when people make money off of that? Oh,
I don't know.
buddy.
That's a good point.
But I think that dog racing, if they are not being taken care of, is wrong. I think if the dogs are being used as an object, that is incorrect. I think that the actual racing part of it, like them on the track running, I don't think that's wrong.
So why do you love it so much?
Because we would go every single year. My family would go every year. We would go see the Greyhound race. It's incredible to see these dogs run. They're incredibly fast.
Okay.
It's insane. So we would go there. It was such a fun thing for my family. We'd get popcorn. We'd see the dogs chase the little rabbit around and around and around. And it was just such an incredible feat of speed that these humongous dogs could do. Off of the track of these dogs were not cared for. I am sad about that. I think that is wrong. I think that they should have made a push to where maybe these dogs are being treated better off of the actual track.
Okay.
But I think that they should race.
That's fair. Well, the truth is, Isaiah, that maybe it's not as much about the well-being of the dogs, but it sounds like it's about the money.
Yeah, about the money?
Yeah, that's why it's because...
No! They're not making enough money?
Yeah, because what do you do when you go to a Greyhound track?
You gamble.
I don't know. I've never done this, but yeah, you're gambling on the races, of course. You don't just watch it for fun.
Yeah.
Maybe you did when you were a child because you weren't old enough, right? Of course. You would never have your parents place a wager for you, would you?
I would never say dog number 7's going to win the whole thing, Daddy-O.
So the... dog racing had $3.5 billion wagered on it in 1991. In 2014, so that's still several years ago, that was down to about $500 million.
Oh, my gosh.
I think it's just gone down from there and that's in part because there's less avenues to do it, but also in part because people aren't as interested. There's other things that are more interesting to watch probably that they can gamble on now that that's expanding. People are still gambling. It's not on dog races.
Yeah, but it's a fun day at the dog track. It's sad that the Greyhound races will be coming to an end shortly, but there's a couple tracks left.
How are people going to teach their children to gamble?
Yes, exactly. You start out with the doggos.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.